In this video, we are going to demonstrate the advantage of BDD testing with ZAPTEST versus Cucumber and Selenium. First, we are going to perform test automation with Cucumber and Selenium. We will be using a simple web-based test case to automate using either technology. For Cucumber automation, we will use Eclipse IDE and the Java programming language. After setting libraries and dependencies for Selenium and Cucumber, we will begin adding steps to the feature file using Gherkin language. Next, we will add a new class file which will contain the Selenium steps. Writing test steps is a manual process in Selenium. After our test is completed, we have a few options to run it. We can use command line execution by Cucumber, or we can use build tools like Ant or Maven. But we will run our test using JUnit within Eclipse IDE. After the test runs, we can review the results generated by JUnit. The results include the status and duration for each step defined in the Cucumber feature file. Now we're going to perform the same test automation with ZAPTEST. When using ZAPTEST, we start test script development by scanning the application's UI. We can also scan mock-up images using ZAPTEST object recognition technology. With this, users can start test automation earlier in the application development cycle. Following this approach, we will scan two images. Our first image represents the home page. During the scan, ZAPTEST identifies all test objects and adds them to the objects list. Next, we will scan our second mock-up image, which is a whiteboard-drawn version of the login page. On the second view, we need to add the relationship between edit fields and their labels for the username and password. We will also manually define the new object to verify the welcome message after user login. Next, we will add objects to the diagram and define our test steps. For this, we need to locate an object either in the GUI map or in the Repository Explorer. We can simply double-click the object or drag it into the diagram in the step view. Then we will select the appropriate operation from the list of methods. To invoke the application under test, when the test starts, we will include a launch command and provide the browser name and address. Now we can run this test. This test can be run using ZAPTEST UI. It can also be run from HP ALM, CA Agile Central, or by any other tool through command line execution. To view the test results, we click the Open Last Results button. The test results open in a browser and include detailed information about the test run and individual steps. Using ZAPTEST, we can create test documentation. On the Doc component, we press the Generate button and ZAPTEST generates a documented version of our script. From here, we can store the documentation using various file formats, or export it to HPALM, CA Agile Central, Microsoft TFS, or Jira. Using the mRun component, we can execute the same test on multiple devices in parallel. For remote execution, ZAPTEST supports both mobile and conventional devices hosting Android, iOS, Windows, Mac, or Unix operating systems. We will run our test on 2 mobile devices, Android and iOS, and 2 Windows machines with Chrome and Firefox browsers. When the test run is finished on all devices, ZAPTEST will generate the test results. The results will include the status and details for each device. As you can see, ZAPTEST has the advantage over the Cucumber and Selenium approach in many ways. Early test automation. With ZAPTEST, you can automate right at the initial phase of the SDLC by using mockups. Easy scripting. ZAPTEST doesn't require advanced programming skills. Cross-platform portability. ZAPTEST allows for execution test script as is on many application platforms. Ready test documentation. ZAPTEST auto-generates plain language documentation. Just-in-time test execution. ZAPTEST executes the same script on all required environments in parallel. And most importantly, ZAPTEST offers fast and easy test automation. Please visit our website at www.zaptest.com and start your test automation today.